Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, my fellow Chibits. Today, I'm here to bring all of you the weekly manga chapter review of One Piece chapter 830. So before I dive into the nitty-gritty, I need to talk about something I saw at the end of this week's chapter of One Piece. So, I'm going to probably show on the screen about 3 different pictures. I want to show you these pictures. And on the first picture you're going to see this panel with Carrot, and then you're going to see this person in the background. And this person in the background has a strange set of armor on. And clearly, if you look in the background of that person in the background, you see, the door where, usually the Straw Hats would sleep at. They go inside of the Sunny. So, when you look at it like that, I'm looking at this panel, I'm like, who the fuck is this? Like, who is this in the armor? Because the logical conclusion would be to say it is Nami, but in fact it's not. Let me show you the reasons for this. If you look on the left side of this exact same page, which I'll show on the screen here with the next picture, this is the next time you see Nami on the chapter, or in the chapter. It's literally in the same page, literally on the left side of the page, and on the bottom side of the page you get to see this person in armor behind Carrot, but then if you look on the left side of the page, you see Nami in the same outfit that she was in the previous day before, which, here you go, this is the last time we saw Nami before this armor person popped up at the bottom right of the page. So it's very weird, like, who the hell is this? Where did that armor come from? Because clearly there's some form of spears behind this person, and I'm just curious exactly who the fuck that is. Maybe it's, Nami and Oda was trying to pull a joke which flew over my head, because it didn't seem like there was a lot of time for her to be changing in between the panels. So I'm curious exactly who this armored person is. Is it a girl? It looks like Nami. It really does. But I could be wrong. It could be someone else. But I just wanted to throw that out there. I noticed that at the end of this chapter when I was looking at Carrot's reaction in the back part of the panel. So enough of that. Let's talk about the core content of this chapter. So Jinbei is trying to join the Straw Hat crew. And we've already known this for some time now that it was going to happen. Jinbei was going to join Luffy and the Straw Hat crew. That was going to happen. And it's finally gotten to that point to where he is going to be joining. And he's now having to do something that could possibly cost him either an arm or a leg, or maybe even his head, because of him wanting to leave Big Mom's crew and join Luffy. So there is a game that Big Mom plays, apparently. And if you try to leave her family and, completely leave her crew, she says, I need to take something from you. It needs to be equal exchange. And so, let's play roulette, and depending on whatever happens, I take something from you. And we don't know necessarily what she's going to be taking. I mean, you could kind of guess from the pictures. You see limbs on it. You see, heads. You see a regular head. You see Big Mom's head with a crown. You see, arms. You see legs. And then you see, 110 points and then 1,000 points. And it makes you wonder exactly what does this all mean. And if I had to place any bets, I'm willing to bet it has to factor into something to do with Big Mom's Devil Fruit ability. Because we did recently find out Big Mom can, snatch away the life force of people. And I'm willing to have to bet it that those numbers have something to do with her Devil Fruit ability. Maybe if she hits the 10, she snatches maybe 10 years of your life force, or 1,000. I don't know. There could probably be something else there, but I'm willing to bet that there has something to do with her Devil Fruit ability when it comes to the point system. And also when it comes to the limbs, does that mean that Jinbei will have his limb chopped off? What does the difference between the two heads mean? For instance, if the regular human head was to get hit, what would happen if the Big Mom head was to hit? Would something happen to Big Mom, or will that mean it's game over, death to you? Is that like a Bowser symbol where it's fucking instant death? So I'm just very curious exactly what those symbols mean entirely, and who was that at the end of the chapter on the beach waiting for the Straw Hat crew? Was that Jinbei? Was that Peckham's? Was it someone else? Was it Pudding? There's a lot of questions I have about that, but for now, leaving off that topic, let's discuss something about Big Mom that, once again, was just kind of thrown for a loop. I was completely thrown for a loop when we found this out about Big Mom. Apparently, Big Mom, as we know, she has a big family. A very big family. She has a lot of husbands, a lot of daughters and sons. We already know about this. And we now know that Big Mom hasn't, in fact, just been going for humans. She also has been sleeping with fishmen. And I'm like, yo, Big Mom, holy shit. So the Big Mom is not just having children with all these people, but she's also going at fishmen as well. And we see one of, Big Mom's daughters as a hammerhead shark / mermaid. And I'm like, bro, Bro, Big Mom, holy fuck, like, you're surprising me every chapter with your personality, to your family, it's absolutely crazy. But there was one scene in particular from that one section of this chapter when it came to the reveal of another child of Big Mom, that apparently not a lot of children from Big Mom are really completely loyal to her. For instance, they're willing to look forward to their love life, care more about their hubby than actually care about, let's say, Big Mom in general. They rather, leave the crew, leave Big Mom, never talk to her again, and stay with the person they love. Which, in a way, it goes to show us that maybe Pudding is more suspicious than we ever thought. Because from what we've seen so far from the different children, it seems like all the children really like the person they want to be with. I mean, we see how Pudding really likes Sanji, she wants to be with him, but then we also see this right here from this new, child from Big Mom really wanting to be with her husband. So it raises many questions right now, exactly the loyalty that the daughters have to Big Mom, and who or what is Pudding really doing in the situation when she gave all that information to the Straw Hats. Is she really trying to be someone nice and help them out, or is there something else going on here? Whatever the case may be, clearly the children don't completely trust Big Mom. Like, they believe, but at the same time they're not completely loyal. They're willing to do whatever they want. So that's interesting stuff when it came to this chapter. And at another point of the chapter, we also get to see some more suspicion build up around Brook. And this is something I need to talk about. I mentioned it a while ago, like the first time something very suspicious popped up with Brook, and it was at the time when we found out more about Sanji's family. And remember, I was talking about how maybe Sanji and Brook could possibly be connected, because, Brook and Sanji might have some form of history. Maybe, Brook knows about the Vinsmoke since he was a very old person. He's very old. We know he died a very long time ago. He possibly heard about the Vinsmokes in the past. So when you think about it like that, Brook has seen a lot, and he's been very suspicious since that time. And he's constantly said things recently that are just very off and different from what we normally know from Brook. I mean, he says some funny things here and there, but there's been a lot of scenes throughout the recent chapters of One Piece since, Sanji's reveal, that Brook has been a little bit different, and he's acting different. Like in this chapter, he says, I guess that's just how fate is, or whatever, it's just fate, like Luffy's fate. And it's just really weird how Brook has been acting in chapters. And you even get to see how Chopper reacts to this. He's like, you just see him look over in the panel, he looks over at Brook. So there's a lot of, mystery building up and tension between Brook and everyone else, because I wonder what exactly is he hiding. He clearly is hiding something, and he's not letting it be known. I'm really wondering what type of key purpose Brook will have in this arc, or Oda to constantly be hinting at something that Brook is hiding. So when it comes to this chapter overall, it was a very good chapter that developed some characters, let us know more mysteries, and also we get to find out more about, Big Mom's children and how Big Mom operates, and also that, there is a roulette game that has to be played if you try to leave her crew. Now, that's kind of interesting, and actually, I like how Big Mom's mentality, the way she says, I don't want to know why he's leaving, I really like that mentality of Big Mom. I mean, I know she doesn't seem to be the best person ever, clearly from what we have seen, but I like how she didn't try to be nosy and pry into the information of Jinbei and what he wanted to do. For instance, leave the crew and go join the Straw Hat crew. Big Mom didn't pry into that and ask why he was wanting to leave. She's like, let's just play a game, I'll take something from you, we'll leave it at that. And that pretty much seals the deal that, at the very least, somewhat Big Mom is a little bit honorable. She doesn't care as long as if it's an equal exchange before you leave. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.